This is a review for Nectar 2, which is a vocal enhancement software, where it's more of a plugin really. This program I have open now is actually GarageBand, which is only available for Mac, but the plugin is available for Windows as well, and I will show you how to use it in Audacity as well. So let's get started. In GarageBand 10, I have opened an MP3 file, which is basically just the audio taken out of one of my previous reviews and made as an MP3 file and loaded in GarageBand. This is a GarageBand voice project. You can also select various instrument projects. You could use to also select podcast project, but you can't anymore, but that's another story. You go down here to your controls down here, scroll down to plugins. You have various plugins on by default. This one's off. So let's select the one that's already off, select the little drop down icon, select audio units, the company name, then you can select it or its breath control program or its pitch editor. Let's just select the main program. If you have not previously registered, you get an activation dialog. This is activated for 60 days, so that's fine. You then get various choices of genres such as pop and hip-hop, dance and country. This is for if you're trying to enhance the vocals of a song, but in this case it's a voiceover for a review, so let's go to voiceover and dialogue. You'll then have some presets. Of course you don't have to use presets, but for like audiobook, homemade voiceover enhancer, bigger deeper, podcast ready, and various other ones such as rich presence. Let's just try a couple. You know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to disable it here, and let's listen to a few seconds. Now bear in mind, for there may be a bit of a cutout in this audio track because it didn't record quite right, but that isn't down to this plugin and it's not down to GarageBand or anything. Let's just play it to ignore any cutting out and like stopping and starting to any little gaps or whatever. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Hi, this is a review from a Harvey Video Converter 15. I've made a review previously for the Mac version of this. Okay. Now I've given it a little preview. Why don't we select maybe podcast ready would be the best. As you can see here, let me just close that for a minute. The equalizer has now changed. It's also put a compressor on. It hasn't put a noise gate on, but it's put some other things on, no harmony, etc. You can also get to options here. Various options, sort of a bit beyond the scope of this review. Anyway, it's on now, so let's just turn it on. This is asking to check for updates. Let's just close that and play it again with this program, this plugin turned on. Whoops, let's rewind it. Hi, this is a review from a Harvey Video Converter 15. I've made a review previously for the Mac version of this. It's a very fast video converter, which also at the same time has been fast. Let's rewind. Play one more time it off. Hi, this is a review from a Harvey Video Converter 15. I've made a review previously for the Mac version of this. With that, I actually do prefer the original. It has made it louder, so if you've got quiet audio, it could also help with that. But let's try different. Well, let's just show here you can go to advanced. You're not stuck with just using presets. Under normal, you can change all this here as well. But also you can go to advanced and you've got things like pitch you can adjust, harmony, the saturation, the EQ here. You can, let me just do all sorts of weird things with this. I'm not doing anything serious, I'm just, I don't know. Okay, out of interest, let's see what difference that might have made. Hi, this is a review from a Harvey Video Converter 15. I've made a review previously for the Mac version. Definitely sounds different. Actually, I actually don't not like it. But anyway, you can reset any changes you made here back to the default, and you could go to FX, you can go to limiter, all sorts of options here. We're on mixing mode, so let's just go back to standard. Let's select another preset, like audiobook a minute, close it. Now if we click here, we're now in tracking mode. Basically that is to be better for monitoring with low latency. If you're wearing, say, a pair of headphones, most likely you want to be sticking in mixing mode, I would. So I'm now in audiobook. Shall we turn this back on and hear what it sounds like now? Hi, this is a review from a Harvey Video Converter 15. I've made a review previously for the Mac version of this. It's a very fast video converter. Okay. Now here we have that same audio track opened in Audacity, which is free open source software for editing your audio. How would you do what I just showed in GarageBand in Audacity? Well, you go to Effect, scroll down your various plugins until you find it, and here it is. Like in the other program, you have Nectar 2, Breath Control, or Pitch Editor. Let's open normal Nectar 2. Now you notice I get an authorization message. That's because I activated in GarageBand. You can only activate it in one program at a time, which is a bit odd, to be honest. I don't like that. Okay, anyway, let's use the demo. Now let's select our rich presence. I'm going to click bypass so you can hear it with a preview without it. Hi, this is a review from a Harvey Video. I've made a review previously. Let's turn bypass off. Let's hear it with the preset. Hi, this is a review from a Harvey Video Converter 15. I've made a review previously. Okay, so I don't know what you sort of think, but I think it's really better for music and for your voiceovers. Not a huge deal. Let's just hit OK to apply it. It will then apply the effect. It says performing the effect, Nectar 2. It's going to take on this audio file, which is about, I think, 12 minutes long. Yeah, 12 minutes long. It's going to take about 30 or 40 seconds to apply it. Okay, you can see it's applied it. Hi, this is a review from a Harvey Video Converter 15. I've made a review previously for the Mac version. It's a very fast video converter, which let's show you breath control. Hit breath control. Continue. You can adjust your various sliders here. Let's just do a preview. Hi, this is a review from a Harvey Video Converter 15. I've made a review. Then you can adjust its various things here. Gain or target. Let's just do target. Breaths only. Let's just see what it does with breaths only here a minute. This will take about, it looks like 20 seconds on a 12-minute clip. As you see, that's pretty much keeping the breaths and mouse clicks. So if we go to it again, and untick breaths only and apply it. No play. Hi, this is a review from a Hobby Video Converter 15. I've made a review previously for the Mac version. It's a very fast video converter, which also at the same time as being fast offers lots of options. When you start up, you're presented with this, which is basically a little tutorial that you can. And basically what it does is it sort of levels out the breath, so you can take the breaths. If somebody's sort of doing a big breath, you can sort of bring that down or even make it louder if you like. Okay, so what about actual music, since that is what this is mostly good at? Well, I have a piece of music I downloaded here. I'll put a link in the description. Now let's go to, okay, Nectar 2. I should also say there is a cheaper version with less features called Nectar Express. Okay, demo. Now this, I believe, is classed as easy listening, so let's sort of see. I don't see one for easy listening, so why don't we try something like, I don't know, pop. And let's try going down and finding one we think we want to use. There's lots of categories here, so let's try basic enhancement. Now let's try a bypass. Now let's listen to it without the effects on. Let's just play it again. No, that's not it. Now let's undo it and listen to it again without basic enhancement. And that hasn't made much of a difference, except for it did cut some of the voice out, I noticed, which is what I found on something else. I'm not sure what's doing that, but let's try a different preset, shall we? Now before, as you can see, we had basic enhancement. Now let's try putting on something a little bit beefier. Let's try something like Girl Power Harmonized. A slight forward style with solid state compression, tempo synced, delay and EQ geared towards the female voice. Must first set the scale for your song in the harmony module. So let's have a look at that. Now we selected it. Harmony module. Here, is it? Or is it? Here probably. Scale. Okay. To be honest, I don't have a clue what I'm doing with this bit, so let's just leave it like that. It should have applied that. Oh no, it's still doing it. Okay, it's applied it. Now shall we play it? You can hear that harmonized sort of effect to it. That's actually quite good, except for again here you can see it's cut out some of the audio. Still not sure what's doing that. It's very odd. So I'm just going to try another preset, hopefully find one which don't need me to mess with the harmony settings, because I don't really know what I'm doing properly. So let's have a look here. Maybe if I select Robo Goddess, what about that? Robotic backing voices with plenty of effects, great for accenting phrases. Okay, you know, let's just okay that and see what happens. Whoops. You know what I forgot to do, don't you? I forgot to undo the last effect. So I'm going to undo that again. Go here. I'm always having trouble finding it on that long list. Okay. Rubber Goddess again. Okay. Give it a second to apply it. That's okay. So as you can see, it definitely makes quite a lot of difference, and that is just using presets with no customization. I'm actually going to see if I can copy that, put it into GarageBand, because I'm curious to see if GarageBand still has it cutting out even though it's licensed. Okay, some pod intro. What's that? Okay, it's the last thing I used. Okay, so let's go to new. What shall we select here? Empty project, I think. Okay, now I am going to go to downloads here, find the song I want. Here it is, add it there. Now I have added the song, let's just play a bit. Whoops. In fact, that's too much music there, I'm going to skip ahead.
Hello, bonjour, Mona, moi du genre, merci beaucoup. When I see you, I feel.
Okay, can't grab it how I wanted it. Anyway, this doesn't matter. Let's go to. Okay, smart controls, it's under Windows. View, it's under View. Then you'll find down here, smart control. You can actually, looks like press B. So let's hit this little symbol here. Let's go to plugins. Let's forget channel. Whoops. Go away. Let's hit here. Units. Nectar 2. Okay, now what we applied before was pop. Then I think one of the ones we particularly liked, I think, was, what was it, this one? No, because it was harmonized, so let's do the non-harmonized one. Now that should be on, I can close that now, and let's play it again.
Hello, bonjour, Mona, moi du genre, merci beaucoup. When I see you, I feel deep.
Okay, now I'm going to go back to that because I'm not hearing enough difference this time because I didn't do harmonize, which was the most obvious sort of change, but I didn't want to mess with the controls. So let's try something like, I can't see it this time. Here we go, Robo Goddess. Let's maybe turn some of these settings up and just see what happens.
Hello, bonjour, Mona, moi du genre, merci beaucoup. When I see you, I feel déjà vu.
Now what I've noticed is I didn't see, and I don't see in the waveform, any cutting out of the audio. You remember when I played it in Audacity, it cut some little bits out when I applied the effect. It doesn't seem to do it in GarageBand 10, so it may be a bit of an issue with the plugin in Audacity or an issue with the plugin in Audacity 2.0.6. I'm not sure, but if you're using this in GarageBand, you're not having any. I'm not having any problems with that anyway. It's quite a handy little program. Would I recommend it? Well, that depends upon your usage. It's quite an expensive program, a couple $100, and if you're just making normal podcasts, little YouTube videos, you probably don't want to go quite so extreme unless you really know what you're doing with audio. The basic presets for audiobook, podcast ready, if you're doing voiceover, doesn't seem to really make much a difference. This program really shines when you know what you're doing with the various settings and advanced mode. So if you're a beginner, just want to enhance your podcast, no, I wouldn't recommend you splash out on it unless you know what you're doing. It is mostly aimed at music and enhancing vocals of music. That's where this program really shines and what it's really intended mostly for, even though it does have the ability to enhance your voiceovers. So I wouldn't recommend you pay a lot for this unless you know you really want it, or unless you're handling music.